We're live. How are you? Wednesday at 8. Tonight it was 8:02. I just came on. I was just looking at some of my notes, and I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I'm going to talk about. Now, I've said that in the past, and I end up talking for like an hour and a half. So I'm sure we'll figure it out. We get the chat going, talk to our people. Maybe we'll find something to talk about. I think what I want to do tonight is go through just the top of the board, maybe like the top 20, 25 players, and give a minute or two on each of these guys. What I expect them to do, what I don't expect them to do. And then you could agree or disagree. I don't know what you're doing. Everybody's picking different players. So we'll see. You got a thought or a comment, you throw it right out there in the YouTube chat. It'll pop up. And we'll talk about it. I think that's the game plan tonight. I don't want to be here all night. I've been grinding for the last 2 days. I want to maybe watch a movie or something. I made some brownies. So, a little brownie, a little ice cream, Netflix. It's not bad. Wake up tomorrow morning, we got some we got the US Open tomorrow. So, I don't know where all my people are. I don't see anybody. I'm a little annoyed about that. Is it on the Twitter? Stephen Hennessy. I'm right about that. Looks just like it. All right, so let's get started. Team replay. Shouldn't have to suffer because of people are busy at 8 o'clock. Is there anything going on tonight? Is there like a game or something? I don't know. Don't matter. People got their alerts. People say hello. We'll go from there. All right. So last week, I kind of took the week off. I didn't do a listener league. I didn't make a DraftKings lineup. I bet on somebody. Who did I bet last week? Who did not win? I had Rory after Thursday's first round. I bet Rory live. And I really thought that was going to come through. Pretty disappointing out of Roars. But I had somebody else. Who was my one and done? I don't even remember. That's bad. That's bad. This was 3 days ago. Oh, you know who I bet? I got it. I bet Keith Mitchell, like a schmuck. And I had Keith Mitchell as my one and done, and he missed the cut. He started off 2 under on the front 9. Don't you win on Thursdays? And it went all pretty much downhill after that. So after Mitchell blew up, I just bet Rory, and I thought that was going to come through. I got my money back, but I did not. Did not get my money back. Love me some Nick Taylor. I was fairly confident it wasn't going to be Tommy Fleetwood, only because that would have been too perfect from like a Jeff Feinberg, everybody bet Tommy Fleetwood situation. That usually doesn't happen, and it just happened the week before at Memorial. So I didn't think it was going to happen again. So I bet Nick Taylor live once I realized Rory was done. And I went with Nick, who was still plus money, even though he had like a 2-shot lead, 3-shot lead, and I think he was still plus money. Maybe not at that time. But when Fleetwood was teeing off 18, tied for the lead, Nick Taylor was plus 200, I think. And I bet him again. So luckily, Fleetwood did not birdie 18 and did not win in the playoff. So, Big Dick Nick, my guy. So that was good. Shout out to Canada, best national anthem in the world. Not one comment. Not one fucking comment. I don't have them off. Where's Charlie? Where's like Mr. Jones? Where's I didn't ban everybody. Where's Steve? Steve's busy. Charlie's got baseball, I think. I don't know who else left. No Andy Pope. No, not. Should we talk about Andy Pope? My buddy was very close to qualifying for the U.S. Open. And it was a lot of fun to watch. A little heartbreaking at the end, but a great day, a great experience, a lot of fun to watch. You feel bad. He feels worse. So you just kind of support your buddy and root for him next time. That's what I'm going to do. It's not the end of the world, but it was fun. So I had that going for me. It would have been cool to be in LA, though. I'm not going to lie. That'd be sick. All right. So speaking of LA, so that was last week. So then this week, wasn't even sure if I was going to do a show, but I kind of wanted to just. I tried something new now. For the first time in my life, first time, I am playing multiple lineups. You can blame my brother for this. Monday and yesterday was a little hairy. I sent a lot of texts to my brother saying, this is hard. I don't know what to do. This is bullshit. There's too many guys. I have no conviction. I don't know what I'm doing. But I sat down. I figured it out. I came up with a plan that was comfortable for me. And I have 20 lineups. I put $20 in the 20 lineups in the $3 $150,000 contest. So if we'll see. We'll see if I can win $60 out of that contest. I have a different lineup for the Listener League and the Millie Maker and some other stuff. I have like a main lineup, and then I have like an alternate lineup, and I got a GPP lineup, and then I got 17 others. So this is all new to me. So if you're some type of DFS expert, you play multiple lineups every week, and you got a system in place, and this is so easy. Why don't you just do this, and why don't you just do that? Yeah, it's my first time. So I built around a couple of guys. I made the assumption on the odd chance that maybe I'm wrong and made some adjustments. Gio, my guy. What's up, buddy? So I have a whole bunch of lineups. So I can't go through. I'm not going to go through all of them, obviously. But I can go through the player pool. But I really want to talk about outright winners. Because that's where the fun is. All right, you just want to be right. You just want to be right. So I have 5 outrights. My 5 guys. I got 5 guys that are going to win. And I hope I'm right. And it's a little bit off the beaten path. So should I do 5 guys first, or should I do oh jeez. Should I do 5 guys first, or should I just go through the? You know what? I'm going to go through the board, and then if they're one of the 5 guys, I will point that out. Makes sense. And we'll just go through the board. If they're in the player pool, if I got lineups with them, and then we'll go from there. Let's just talk about the U.S. Open. All right, so we're out in LA. It's got a golf course. There's no real course comps. There's no real architecture comps. Yes, they're in California, but the agronomy is different than your typical California golf course. I think that matters. Maybe. California is like a vibe, right? If you've never been there, it's different. It is. It hits different. Absolutely. From the second you walk, like out of the fucking airport terminal, and that air hits you, you're just like, this is different. And some people like it, and some people don't. I don't know how you don't. Seems like utopian society, but some people don't like it. So, but I've always had this thing that there's California golfers, and then there's like your Florida, Northeast type guys, and like California golfers is like that's a thing. People that play well in California. But is it an agronomy thing? Maybe. The POA, they say the POA is like a mindset. We don't have that this week, so you don't need that mindset. So the golf course is a little goofy. Precision seems to matter. Hard holes, easy holes. You want bogey avoidance, but you also want to be able to make birdies. Makes sense. Yeah, precision. It's going to be some wedges, but there's always going to be some long irons. It's a mix and match. Short game could be tricky. You might have a flat lie. You might, in a runoff area, you might have deep rough. That's hit or miss. And then you gotta obviously gonna have to make some putts. So weather's gonna be perfect. So wind in the afternoon, maybe. Doesn't sound like it's gonna be a huge factor. So does that narrow the player pool a little bit? Yeah, I think it does. There are certain elevation changes. A lot of comps okay, not a lot. A couple of comps when you hear elevation changes and undulation and sloping fairways and uneven lies and side hill lies. That's always like that's Augusta and that's Kapalua out in Hawaii. So there's that. So maybe you factor that in. But I don't think anybody knows. And I think there's been a wide array of selections. People are just kind of hoping for the best. And I'm kind of in that boat too. So we'll see. I will say this. With the whole 20 lineup thing, as somebody who's just made one lineup for years, and now I got 20 of them, when you lose a lot with one lineup, you could justify it. It's like, well, I'm only playing one lineup. I've had some success with one lineup, but I shouldn't expect to be super successful all the time because I'm only playing one lineup. Don't give myself a lot of outs. You play 20 lineups. I've been shitting on this process for years. It's like, you play everybody. Like, you can't lose. I'm that guy. You never want to be that guy. But I'm that guy. But I play 20 lineups, and my player pool's a freaking disaster. I mean, it might be time to retire. If really. Seriously. It might. I've looked at my US Open record in the past. It's been okay. A couple 5 or 6s. For some reason, one year I rostered Lucas Glover. I've had some bad misses in the U.S. Open. Justin Rose at Torrey Pines. It was like the worst round of golf I ever saw in my life. But I kind of feel like when it comes to the U.S. Open and being able to grind it out and have guts, I feel like I'm good at identifying those types of players. At least 5 out of 6 times. Gio, how many in my player pool? Well, good question. I made a player pool of, I'm going to look at this for you. Since you asked, 9 for 13 plus 20. I made a player pool of 25 players. However, I didn't use 3 of them. I put them in the player pool, but then I ended up not using 3 of them. Like I said, it's not a perfect system. So I used 22 players. Did I do that math right? Because I didn't use him, or him. So that's 3 guys. I only used 2 guys in the 6K range. Because I didn't love the I didn't love the $8,000 range. So I did a lot of mixing and matching. It's complicated. It's not that complicated, but I didn't have to go into the 6s a lot because I didn't love a lot of guys in the 8s. Does that make sense? But I use one guy in the 6s pretty good. I think he's going to win me a GPP. And then I used another guy in the 6s. I didn't have to rotate 5 guys in the 6s because I didn't have a top heavy. You understand? Why am I explaining this to you like you're 4 years old? So I used 22 players or 21 players, whatever I said, minus 3. I forget already. So that's what I did. It's a dry run. All right? It's a dry run. See what happens. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah. If I bust with 20 lineups, I'm gonna feel pretty shitty about myself, and maybe it's time for me to retire. But next week's the Travelers, and if you know me, you know that's like my favorite tournament. So I'm probably not gonna quit next week. Fucking love the Travelers. It's the best. All right. So let's go through the odds board. And we'll run down some names. And we'll see where they're at. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. I'm getting a lot of notifications here. I appreciate that. You can retweet the show, hit a like, maybe make a comment in the YouTube section. Or, no, not a comment in the YouTube section. A like or a subscribe, maybe? It doesn't matter. All right, U.S. Open, top of the board, Scotty Scheffler 6-1. 6-1 is low for a guy that for a guy that everybody's saying, oh, he can't putt. They're also saying that if he does putt even just a little bit, even if he just putts just bad, he's going to win by 3. All right, so you got that sentiment, and that's why he's 6-1. Scotty Scheffler's in my player pool, obviously. I have 4 lineups. I got 4 lineups with that Scotty is headlining. So he's not an outright. It's not an outright for me. There is the potential of him running away with it. I didn't like the fact that he didn't really talk about his putting in the press conference. That whole, you'll find that on Thursday. Maybe trying a new putter. That's not exactly clicking on all cylinders. And I just don't know if that's good enough to win. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to win a U.S. Open eventually. Is he going to win this year? I don't know. It's not exactly under the radar. It's weird because you got some people. I'm going to say this a lot for a lot of these guys, but you got some people saying, well, no, he's not going to win because that putter is just too broken and you can't win just with your ball striking in a U.S. Open. Okay. That makes me want to play it, want to bet him. And then you got your people that say, oh, well, if he just putts just average, then he's going to win by 3. Well, if he does that, then it's no, I don't believe you. So it is. I got a comment for you, buddy. There's Mr. Jones. All right, I got some commentary here. I appreciate that, boys. I don't know where the hell you've been the first 15 minutes. Maybe you're used to me being late. Doggy fresh I am. So I guess you're going to be on my deck and watch. They pick some winners. God willing, Doug. From your lips to God's ears. So yes, Scotty's in like a couple of my lineups. I don't think he's going to win. I don't. All right. Moving on. Who's next? Jon Rahm. Oh, Jon Rahm. All right. So my biggest holdup with Rahm is he going to win 2 majors in the same year? Now, I know he's an all-time great. Arguably, he's the greatest. I know he's the greatest golfer of all time. All right. That's been beaten into our heads. I'm well aware. So when you're the greatest golfer of all time, yeah, you're supposed to win 2 majors in 1 year. Naturally. I know it's in California. The agronomy's different, so maybe that matters. Maybe it doesn't. You got me. There seems okay. It's like people caught on. All right, just hear me out. All right, so going into the Masters, it was Scotty Scheffler had just won the Players. Nobody really knew what Brooks was doing, and Rahm was kind of like a forgotten guy. He just withdrew from the Players. He's throwing up. He was kind of shitty, like just for that entire Florida swing. Didn't do anything at the match play, and then he goes and he wins the Masters. And it was kind of like, well, yeah, he was kind of like the forgotten about. All right. Fast forward to the PGA. Got this big, beefy golf course and thick rough. And Jon Rahm's going to win the Grand Slam. He's the greatest golfer of all time. And Scotty Scheffler hasn't won since the Players. And then Brooks is back. And all the attention. Well, it was Scotty Scheffler had already started his like ball striking thing. And I'm not going to say Brooks was forgotten about at the PGA. But it seemed like he kind of was, even though his number wasn't the same as it was at the Masters. It wasn't as if everybody was running to the window to bet Brooks at the PGA. At least I wasn't. He was my not going to win. He was one of my 5 guys that wasn't going to win. And he won. So now it's like all the eyes are on Brooksy, right? All the eyes are on Scotty Scheffler, and people are like, oh, people. I hate saying that, but I don't know however else to say it. I've been hearing, I've been reading, I've been seeing others trying to go all this attention on Scotty Scheffler, all this attention on Brooks, all this attention on Hovland. Let's not forget about Jon Rahm of California. I don't know if that's I don't know if you've heard that, but I've heard that. And I can't get past, come on, he's going to win 2 majors in a year? That's hard. That's hard. It's hard to win 2 majors like in a career. And he's the greatest golfer of all time. He's been playing in majors for 6 years, and he only had 1 up until 2 months ago. Now he's going to have 3 just like that? Let's just hope that doesn't happen. God help me. Then I guess I'd be happy that I wasn't there. Alternative choices from other pundits. What up, big guy? Sorry I'm way dropped off. Oh, thanks for taking it. I got you, Steve. I got you. Shout out to my buddy Steve. All right. All right. I don't want to ignore you, Steve, but I don't want to. We don't need to do that. Let's talk about the U.S. Open. So I didn't play Rahm. Seen some Rahm tickets out there. Seems to be bitching about the golf course a little bit already, which is weird. But, I'm a hater. I'm biased. What the hell do I know? All right, so who's next? Brooksy, 12-1. It's hard to win 2 majors in 1 year. This guy's done it twice already. And You know, I had always said, like, Brooksy, he's going to win the Masters one day. And I've had him bet at the Masters the last couple of years. Not this year, of course. Of course. And I didn't bet him at the PGA because, prove it to me, Brooks. Well, he did. So great. Nagels, Kenny Kim, Mayo, Feinberg, CP need to have a show together. CP, my guy. I fucking love CP. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate that. Don't tell me. Tell them. All right? Get my name out there. Just be annoying. You're good at that. Nah, I'm kidding. Lenny. All right. Brooksy. So I have been wrong about Brooks basically since Harding Park. When I said he was going to win Harding Park and he had the lead going into Sunday and he made that comment about DJ and then he got hurt and he didn't play. He didn't contend in a major again. Well, he contended, but he didn't win a major again until last month. So I didn't have him when he won his first four. But when I finally got on board, I pretty much ended his career. Well, so I do it again. Probably shouldn't. So I saw, I don't know if it was Joe or Luke or whoever saying that you got this guy's finished first and second in the two majors this year, and he's kind of under the radar. What the hell's going on? Okay. My brother is not a fair representation of the golf gambling community. I'll give you that. But he's all in. He's all in on Brooksy. And he's a killer and he wins and he's going to – I will say he makes a compelling argument. Brooksy's 25-1 first-round leader. Goes out and shoots freaking 65 tomorrow. Send a message. That'd be interesting. But since he won the PGA and he's been going to Florida Panthers hockey games and he had one live event a couple weeks ago, and I just don't know if he's been playing golf. Nobody really knows. And he's getting a little snarky. Well, not getting. He is a little snarky. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. And I have a couple lineups with Brooks. Oh, I have one lineup with Ron, by the way. Should mention that. I have a couple lineups with Brooks. Those are like FOMO things. I don't expect them to win. I hope for the Brooks backers and for my brother's case, he does win. And one and done people. Yeah. But I just can't get it right. I can't get Brooks right. My brain tells me that it's a big ask. It's a big ask. And I'm willing to admit I was way, way wrong in my assessment going into the PGA Championship. He wasn't nearly as popular a choice as I had made it or I thought. His odds were different, but now his odds are really different. And I just think that it's a trap. All right, that's enough about Brooks. I bet first round on Brooks. That's what I just said, Steve. Thanks. He might top 10. I'm not saying that. If I bet him, might be rolling around on the ground. Shout out to Andy Johnson. All right, so we're talking about Scotty. We're talking about Ron. We're talking about Brooks. All right, Rory. I got lineups with Rory. I have to. Rory's been getting some hate. He's finished top 10 in his last 3 tournaments. He hasn't been able to close. Like, the Memorial was tough. Canadian Open might have been worse. The wedge game is Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. I saw Torrey Pines for the U.S. Open 2021, standing behind the second green. Second's like a short par four, so it's a flip wedge in. And I'm standing there, Rory's in the fairway with my brother and a couple other people. I said, I don't know, man. Rory's been struggling with his wedges. It's like a thing. People were talking about it then. Now, Rory happens to hit that wedge to 5 feet, makes me look like a fucking schmuck. And, but there's something going on with Rory's wedge game. There is. That one wedge, not withstanding. Did I use that properly? So I still believe that's a thing. Is that something that can be easily fixed at that level? I would hope so. But there's some goofy wedge shots, and precision really is going to matter at this particular course. If it gets firm and fast, people are talking about Shinnecock, a little Shinnecocky. Rory missed the cut at Shinnecock. So he's in my lineups but also not a – hey, Dave, if there's a tournament course in America that everyone should have on their bucket list, it's Oakmont. Creativity is a key word this week. All right. Thanks for sharing, Doug. I think I'm going to the next two Opens. 2 courses that I've been to before that are incredible. Pinehurst and Oakmont. I hope that I'm there too. Dougie, fresh I am. I really do. Working on it. Need to get bigger though. You guys need to help me become part of golf media. And then I can go to all these fucking things. That'd be sick. Anyway. I have Rory in lineups. I don't have him to win. All right? I get too distracted by this chat. Next guy. 16-1, Patrick Cantlay. I don't know if you've heard. You probably have. Cantlay is a California guy. The weird thing about Cantlay is that he does not have a great Florida record. Excuse me. I don't know if that matters. If you heard me on the Golf Gambling Podcast Monday night, I talked to Steve about this. And there's not enough data to deter us or somebody from playing Cantlay because of agronomy. The guy lives in Florida now. He plays on Bermuda all the time, and that should not be an issue, even though he did miss the cut at Southern Hills last year, which had the same agronomy as this tournament. Stuff to do as my son could attest to. But I am playing Patrick Cantlay, and he is my pick he's one of my picks to win. I have 5 guys that I bet on, and Patrick Cantlay is number 1. I feel that he is being a little ignored because of his major record, which is fair, and his maybe his recent form. He wasn't great. He didn't finish great at Memorial. He was in contention and then kind of faded. So maybe there's that. His performance in majors this year, while not very awesome, I didn't expect him. You had goofy weather at Augusta, all that rain and cold and everything else. You had cold weather at Oak Hill. I just never thought that those were good fits for Cantlay. Now you're in sunny California. He's a California guy. He's kind of under the radar a little bit, possibly. People think his major record sucks, but let me tell you something. His last 3 majors, if you don't mind me pulling this up here, Patrick Cantlay's his last 4 majors, 14th, 8th, 14th, 9th. Okay? Now, they might be backdoor top 10s, backdoor top 20s. I get that. Again, the ones this year were not – he was very popular, and I didn't think it was a good match. Turns out I might have been right about that, even though he did finish top 20. He knows the course well. Experience might matter. I'm not worried about elevation and uneven lies and all that shit. He's played here before. Played here well before. But does that matter? Just listen to the words though. Precision, creativity, short game, putting, enough distance off the tee, pinpoint, being on the right side, methodical. These are all like Patrick Cantlay words. Like that's where you gotta dig into the details here. Let's just like matriculate around the golf course and avoid bogeys, make birdies when they're available, decent wedges, a couple of putts. Don't get flustered. Patience. I don't know, man. It seems like it fucking fits. And it seems that he is with all these other guys, right? He's never won a major. Like, he's due to win a major. This guy was on track to be like he was on track to be a great player before he got hurt. And then he came back and he's a really good player. And like we were waiting for that breakthrough, right? Just like our boy Xander. We're waiting for that breakthrough. And his odds are weird, right? Based on the attention that he's getting this week, you would think he'd be like in the 20s. No, he's 16. Yo, people are betting Patrick Cantlay. People are betting him. Now, maybe there is some future money in there. So I don't know. They got to protect it. I don't know how all that shit works. All I know is that it's like a gut feeling. I feel it coming. Patrick Cantlay, U.S. Open, California, UCLA guy. And when he's hosting the trophy on Sunday, it's like, man, how did I not see that coming? He's so due. And based on what we knew about this golf course, God, Cantlay's a fucking perfect fit. Well, that was stupid. I really overthunk that one. That's what I see. So I got Cantlay in maybe half of my lineups. 10, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot. I got him in my positional parlay. I got him in a matchup parlay. I'm invested. I had him with the Vegas Golden Knights last night. I'm invested. It's going to be chilly in LA. Not late Sunday afternoon. It's not. Sounds like Spieth. We'll get to Spieth. All right? One thing at a time, Dave. Jeez. I texted you your thoughts and you gave fucking crickets. Now I'm here doing a show. You interrupted me. Xander, 18-1. My guy. Good old X. Right there. The fact that he did get dropped. I think it was like 16-1 or 14-1 when I got pissed. And now he's kind of drifted back. I don't feel like the whole world is betting Xander. And that's good. I've been kind of waiting for an opportunity to, grab a major. I've been kind of thinking LACC might be good for him. He's really good in the U.S. Open. He's not. I think he's popular in DraftKings, but I don't think he's popular in the outright market. Does that make sense? People expect him to play well, but they may not expect him to win because he doesn't win. But yet his number his outright number is pretty low. That might be, though, because of the top 10, top 20 odds. They need to reflect the outright price. Again, I don't know a lot about that, but I'm pretty sure they're correlated. my boys over at the Golf Gambling Podcast, they have a casino guy, a sports book guy on, I think, Circus Sports, talking about golf odds and that type of thing. So I hope that they ask these types of questions and maybe I'll actually learn something. I'm looking forward to listening to that interview. Shout out to the Golf Gambling Podcast. So, but Xander, I have a couple of Cantlay Xander lineups. I don't have Xander in my main lineup, but I have him outright. I made him my one and done pick. Yes, I hadn't used him yet. I was waiting for a good opportunity, and I think this is a good opportunity. My Xander radar is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll be rooting for him, and I bet him. And if it comes down to him and Cantlay, that'd be great. If it comes down to him and a couple other guys, that's fine too. I'll be rooting for him. I'm just hoping for a nice Father's Day. So we'll see. I have no reason to believe that he can't play well. He hasn't been as good in majors lately as he was. Been a bit of a dip. And I think a lot of that is because he gets mushed a lot. So it's kind of your fault. It's not his fault. Just stop betting him. And I think people have, which is good. So we have Cantlay, we have Xander. I got Xander over Hovland in my matchup parlay. That's going to hit. Steve, we got Xander in our pay-to pool, by the way. So you got to root for him. All right. I need some water. Hold on a second. Let's get some exposure, some likes, some retweets. I've only talked about 6 guys. This is not good. Victor Hovland. Let me tell you something about Victor Hovland, all right? I don't want to be like a Victor Hovland hater. He seems like a very likable young man. He's really good at golf. He does have one like glaring flaw. And me, like a schmuck, I didn't bet him. I bet him on the week where that glaring flaw would be exposed and not on a week where it would be hidden. All right? Oak Hill, you didn't have to chip. You just had to chop. Victor Hovland could chop with the best of them. Colonial, you had to chip. I played it my Colonial. One and done at Colonial. Nobody's playing him. You know, he finished like top 15, whatever. Then he comes back. Everyone, Victor Hovland's playing great. Let's all play him at Memorial. You don't have to chip at Memorial. You have to chop at Memorial. Victor Hovland could chop with the best of them. Fucking wins the tournament. Denny McCarthy blew that. Victor didn't win. Denny McCarthy lost, by the way. But, you know, I don't want to be the guy. I'm not the guy. Congratulations to Victor Hovland on winning Memorial. Around the green game matters. Victor Hovland does not have it at a super elite level. He's going to have it this week. Unless every time he misses greenside. No, there's too many goofy scenarios. He'd have to get lucky a lot. And he is a chopper. His mother was a chopper. I like that thing. Yeah. I really believe in the around the green game mattering, and I don't think there's going to be a big number in play for Victor Hovland. That's what cost him at the Masters. That's what cost him at the St. Andrews. That's what cost him at the PGA. All right? It's just the number lurks, whether it be stuck in a bunker, a bad chip, a bad lie, just not draining that 20-footer to save par. Like, you can't keep doing that. It's going to be firm and fast. There's a lot of goofy lies around the green, and I just think, something's going to get him. So, full fade on Victor Hovland. All right? Suck it. Terrell Hatton's down to 28-1. I have Hatton in he's in my player pool, but I only have him in let's see, 1, 2. I have him in 2 lineups. I didn't bet him. He's not my matchup parlay. I don't have him on my Payda squad. So I don't love Hatton. Let's just roll the dice. I know he's playing great golf. Let's just roll the dice that maybe this golf course and its untraditional structure maybe rubs him the wrong way. Let's just roll the dice with that and see what happens. All right? Let's see what happens. Maybe we're right about that. Maybe he doesn't get on with this golf course. It's possible. So we're not betting him. I know he's been playing great golf. I got him in a couple lineups, but it's not going to win. Come on. It's not going to win. Jordan Spieth 30-1. Shut the fuck up. That's crazy. That's crazy. Guy just finished top 5 at Memorial. Bad risks. Fuck that. I think that's over with. Dave Rhinobuya, you're right. Does sound like Spieth. Positional, short game, make some putts, diligent, patient. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if that's I don't think it's 100% Jordan Spieth. He tends to get a little emotional sometimes. But if firm and fast, short game matters, if there's been comparisons, kind of like the Chambers Bay where he won, maybe 30-1, that's too big of a number. All right. Hatton and Hovland, those guys shouldn't be like half the odds of Spieth. I got Spieth in. I bet him. He's one of my outrights. He's one of my outrights, and I have him. Well, let's see. That's 3. I have him in a matchup over JT. I have him in 3, 4. I got him in 5 lineups. All right, so I don't love him. I don't love him. But I respect him enough. No, I respect him enough. I'll tell you what though, 4 majors is a lot. 4 majors is a lot. That'd be something. That would be something. So I like Jordan. I don't know if he's going to win, but he'll be effective. Kyle Morikawa. Listen, all I can say is beware the injured golfer. I love Kyle Morikawa all the time. I love a good iron player, ball striking bastard that can't putt. Yes, those are my guys. The injury looks real. It's unfortunate. Even if he is healthy, still don't know about the putting. He's a wonderful talent. He's due for a win. I don't think he's a bum. There's injury concerns there, and that sucks. So, full fade on Colin. All right, we don't need to spend a lot of time on that. Max Homa, 35-1. I bet Max Homa twice. I bet him earlier in the week, and then I bet him again this morning, this morning. And this is me being stubborn. That's all this is. I'm not saying that this is smart. It could be smart. It could be. Might not be. And you'd think I'd learn my lesson, but no, I don't learn my lesson. I'll tell you what, if he does win or lose, I'm not going to bet Max Homa at the Open Championship. That I know. I mean, I say that, but we'll see. I have Max Homa to win. I have Max Homa in a positional parlay to top 10. And I have Max Homa in one lineup. So I don't love him because Most of me knows that I'm wrong. But a little bit of me wants to be so right about this. I want to be so right. And so just in case I am, I got him in a lineup or two. Let's say one or two. It's one or two. I got him in a lineup or two. I got him on an outright. So I think if he plays well, like he can win. And if he doesn't, then it won't be worth having him in DraftKings lineups. You understand? So why do I like Max Homa so much? Is it the California thing? Yeah, a little bit. LA guy, yes. He won at Riviera. Why can't he win here? If he can overcome whatever it is to win at Riviera, why can't he overcome whatever it is to win here? But I liked him at the Masters, and I insist, probably incorrectly, I insist that he got screwed with the draw and going off 10T on Sunday. He was even par going into Sunday, sitting like T22, something like that. And a good round on Sunday might have vaulted him into the top 10. And all of a sudden, Max Homa doesn't suck in majors anymore. Just got a bad break. No, that didn't happen. Guy went out, shot 78, plummeted to like T50, and he sucks in majors still. It's like a fine line. You know, if he just went off a 1 and got off to a good start, you know, pars 1, birdies 2, maybe birdies 3, all of a sudden we're in the mix. No, he's got to go off 10. He bogeys 10. He's got to play 11. He bogeys 11. Misses a birdie putt on 13. It's a disaster. Fucking disaster. Game over. It's raining. The weather sucks. It's been a long, shitty week. Let's get the fuck out of here, Joe. So I'm not. So then it's like, all right, you know what? The Masters was a fluke. I still believe in Max Homa. We're going to the PGA Championship. And it's a big, beefy golf course, rough everywhere, kind of like Torrey Pines. Why can't Max Homa win? Of course he can. He got a bad draw at the Masters. So we go back to Max Homa at the PGA. And all of a sudden, I'm watching his press conference. He's sneezing. He can't breathe. He's coughing. It looks like a fucking cokehead. It's like, oh, he's losing up. He's got allergies. Guy can't compete. It's freaking bullshit. So now we're in a happy hunting ground. He's not nearly as shitty recently as one may think. And I'm rolling the dice. Max Homa, 35-1. This guy's a top 10 player in the world. He's 35-1. Maybe he should be 35-1. But maybe it's a fucking steal. And if it's a steal, I'm in on it. So I'll hit for $4,000 if it does. Dougie Fresh I am. I hope that works out for you. I do. So that's my Max Homa theory. Again, not heavy on him in DraftKings. I got an outright on him. He's one of my 5 guys. Come on, Max Homa. Everybody's pulling for you, man. It's got to be like a mental health thing. And you know me, I'm all for supporting mental health. Mental health. Can't even say it. All right, where are we? Max Homa next. Matty Fitzpatrick, 35-1. What the hell? Did I miss a guy? I did. Cameron Smith, 30-1. I love Cameron Smith. He was my first instinct based on what I was hearing about the golf course. My first instinct was Cameron Smith. And I bet him on Monday. First bet. First click, right? You know what you idiots say? First click, Cam Smith. Whatever his odds were. And I bet him. Then I saw that our good friend Jason Sobel took him. And I got pissed. It's like, oh my God, everybody's going to play Cam Smith this week? What the fuck, man? This is bullshit. That's why I don't like betting on Monday. You never know who's going to get right in the freaking tuchus. So, whatever. I kind of figured that was dead money, flushed down the toilet, whatever. But as the week went on and I took in some more content, a lot of people, a lot of references to this golf course and this place is like built for Cameron Smith. It's going to be firm and fast. Maybe. Some like, I heard, I think it was Joseph Lamagna talk about how it has like an Australian feel to it. And Aussies usually play well in California, although that might be a agronomy thing, but it might just be the vibe, man. Aussies just might be cool, chill characters, and they're in California, which is a cool, chill character type place. Possibly. Leishman won in California. Adam Scott's good at Corey Pines. Jason Day's good in California. That's a thing. So, Cameron Smith, short game matters, precision. We don't know about that. Can you drive it everywhere? I don't know. Kapalua, he won there. He's good at Augusta. Furman, it just sounded like everything Cameron Smith. Like if you talk about Jordan Spieth, it's like I'll take a better version of Jordan Spieth than Cameron Smith. Just make a shitload of putts. Maybe. So, and as I went through the week, not a ton of Cameron Smith this week. People like Brooks, people like Scotty Scheffler, people like Victor Hovland. I know there's some money on Homa, but that's old money. It's not new money. I just I paired Cantlay and Cameron Smith together in a bunch of lineups. That's going to be the framework of my main lineup, my GPP, and everything else. So if Cantlay and Cam Smith play well, I have a chance to do. Something. But I really just want the outright, Cam Smith or Cantlay. I have Cam Smith in my top 5 positional parlay. I have him in the top 10 in the other one. And I like Cam Smith a lot. So let's see what happens. He's been playing better. Cam Smith was like 3 in the world, man, when he left. And is he like going to be a multiple major winner? Hard to say now, but it seemed like he was going to be. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it would not shock me if he won another major, if this golf course plays the way I think it does. But maybe Cantlay beats him. We'll see. I bet Smith to win and first round leader. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on a second. My daughter. Sorry about that. All right, next. Let's see if there's anybody else here I want to talk about. Cameron Smith, Max Homa, Fitzpatrick, DJ. Matthew Fitzpatrick's not winning back-to-back U.S. Opens, I don't think. And therefore, I didn't even factor him in my DraftKings lineups. Couldn't play everybody. He was in the 9s, I think, right? And I liked where's my list? I liked a bunch of guys in the 9s. I couldn't manage playing 6 guys in the $9,000 range. And DJ, he's got to prove it to me. DJ's never been one of my guys. He's got to prove it to me. And I am not I'm not convinced that he gives a shit. I'm not. And even if he does give a shit, is this a great fit for him? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. I'm gonna make him beat me. I made my choices, and so my 5 outrights: Patrick Cantlay, Xander, Jordan Spieth, Max Homa, and Cameron Smith. Those are my any love for Clark. No love. That's not a good sleeper pick. It's a terrible sleeper pick. No love. No. Snowball's dead. R.I.P. to Snowball. So, yeah, I got those are my 5 outrights. I have – all right, let's just a couple of secondary and tertiary players. and we'll get out of here. We've been talking for an hour. I got to go deal with my daughter. Talked about all those guys. I have in the 8K range, I like Finau and Shane Lowry. So I have those guys sprinkled in some lineups. I also have, we talked about Hatton a little bit. Also, I got some Hideki. A little bit of Hideki. I made a lineup with like just my guys. Let's see if I can find it here. Where's my guy lineup? No, I can't find it. Oh, Spieth? No, that's not it. Shane Lowry's in my guy lineup? Xander, Hideki, Lowry, Fleetwood, Rose, and Adam Scott. That has Beth Page Black vibes to it. Russell Locks is playing. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Jesus. 90. Mr. Jones, I mean, you're no spring chicken. 98-year-old father-in-law? Good Lord. Russell Knox is playing. Oh, I miss Russell. Hopefully he's playing the Travelers. Probably the last time. It's an elevated event, though, so maybe not. I don't know if he's in. They should let him in. Sponsors invite. Go see my boy Russell. All right, what do I want to do next? Let's go over some secondary. So in the 7K range, chalk bomb is Tommy Fleetwood. And I have to say that annoys me because I think Tommy Fleetwood's going to play well. And I'm sticking with Tommy Fleetwood. He's been pretty decent in his last 5-6 majors. I think he only has one missed cut. The last couple of U.S. Opens haven't exactly been his style. And I think he's going to play well here. So I got Fleetwood in lineups. I got Justin Rose in lineups. I got Adam Scott in lineups. I even got a couple of Ricky lineups. These are the names that are like sprinkled in. Patrick Reed, I think he's going to play well. The short game matters this week. We're fading Victor Hovland. We're playing Patrick Reed. He's been good in the majors. I like Russell Henley. I like Min-Woo Lee as like maybe a little spark at the bottom of the lineup. And well, if Tom always will always. Oh, thanks, Doug. Oh, thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. The guy I like the most, and this is, I don't think you're going to hear this anywhere. It's not Phil. My brother likes Phil, and I did accidentally, with that whole Augusta thing, I did accidentally put Phil in one of my positional parlays. So if Phil wants the top 40, I'm okay with it. But I don't think I'm going to hit that anyway because I also need Phil the top 40 and I think Reed the top 20. Where's my list? What the fuck? Yeah. Cam Smith top 5, Max Homa top 10, Reed top 20, Phil top 40. That's my Phil exposure. This is the positional parlay that I really like. This is the one that I really like. Top 5, Patrick Cantlay. Because Cantlay's going to win. We hope. Top 10, Cam Smith. That's definitely doable. Top 20, Justin Rose. Now, a chalky Rose is usually a problem. He's a solid player. He's been playing great. This is no different, really, than when he was a big chalky pick before the Masters, and then he missed the cut, and the Torrey Pines, and he missed the cut. And there are just certain guys, when they get really popular, you really usually want to go the other way. Normally, that's what I would do. I would go the other way, and I would lose. So this time I'm going to stick with Justin Rose, and we'll see what happens. Now, you know how this is going to go. But I got a top 20 on Justin Rose. And then the guy that I think is going to win me some cash this week. He's a top 40 play. He's my, I think, low-owned guy in my DraftKings lineups. And the reason I like him is not because he got tackled on the green last week, but I like Adam Hadwin a lot. And one thing I know about Adam Hadwin is that Adam Hadwin loves California. He always plays well at the Amex. He's got like 5 top 5s there. He's played well at Torrey. Golf course that doesn't even fit him. He's played well at Riviera. He's played well at Pebble, I think. But Adam Hadwin, California guy, even though he's Canadian, always seems to play well in California. And once I realized that we were playing in California, I just was like, oh, that's the guy. That's the guy. And I don't think anybody, I don't know. He played well in Boston last year. I think he was first round leader at the Country Club last year. And he's been okay in majors. He was okay at the Canadian Open, right? I don't have to look it up. I'm pretty sure. He was like 12th or something. Then he got tackled. But this is just a from the memory bank. Adam Hadwin, California. That's a thing. He's played well at Riviera. And the other thing is, you get even in Florida, he's won Valspar. It's like there's this like California Florida combo thing going on. One of the reasons why I like Cantlay, and it's a good reason to like Adam Hadwin. So I like Hadwin, and I'm not going to apologize for it. So you heard it here first. I also got Sebastian Munoz, my favorite Colombian guy, 6,000 in that range. And that's basically all. I've talked about everybody that's in my player pool. So I got my lineups. I got my outrights. I got my positional parlays of the week. I have my matchup parlay. You want to hear the matchups I like? Why not? This will hit. 9 for 9, baby, to win 1,300. All right. Ricky Fowler, who we like, over Jason Day. Easy money. Russell Henley, we like him over Sahith Theegala. Accuracy. Let's just assume accuracy matters. Okay. Shane Lowry over Cameron Young. That seems like a gimme. That's just back class right there. Give that kid a lesson. This is the easiest call on the board, I think. I say that now. This might be bold. I just talked about how Justin Rose is like got some chalk bomb potential, but his matchups against Bryson, Rose over Bryson seems like a fucking gimme. Dude, Bryson sucks. And I know he played well at the PGA, but that doesn't mean Bryson's back, Bryson's anything. You still have a lot of undulation, a lot of elevation changes, and a lot of goofy shit. And Bryson does not perform to his expectations. He's there in those when that happens. I know he's had a decent round or two at the Masters. I know that he even top 10 the Kapalua one year when he was hitting it 400 yards. But there's something about these wedges and distance control on uphill, side hill. It short circuits something. And until he proves that he can do that, I'm only playing Bryson in Florida where it's fucking flat. All right? So Rose over Bryson. Let's just hope Rose makes the cut because Bryson's not. Hadwin over Griot. Like that one. Adam Scott over Sungjae Im. Adam Scott only cares about majors. I have him in a bunch of lineups. I need Adam Scott to play well. He's been percolating. Let's hope Sungjae gets a little too aggressive, ends up in some bad spots, and Adam Scott can beat him. Patrick Reed over Sam Burns. That's dicey. We're hoping Reed plays well there. Xander over Hovland. We talked about that. And then Spieth over JT. Dude, that's a fucking lock. That's a fucking lock. I love that parlay. 9 legs. Let's fucking go. Yeah, baby. All right. So I got that. I'm in a pay-to pool where I got to pick 8 players. Me and my buddy Steve, we got 2 entries in that. Scheffler, Cantlay, Xander, Brooks, Cam Smith. And then sprinkle a couple different guys in there. Maybe we got lucky. Shout out to Steve. All right, so I think I'm done. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything like that? If you can, tell somebody, retweet your favorite US Open preview, your least favorite US Open preview. Whatever you want. I say I don't care, but I mean, that's what I need from you. And I hate asking, so don't make me ask. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to say anything? Best of luck this week. I think it's going to be can't wait. I'm really looking forward to this tournament. Travelers next week. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go have some ice cream and brownies, put my air conditioner back on. It's fucking hot. I told you, Snowball's dead. RIP to Snowball. All right. Who's that? All right. Thanks for watching, participating, stopping by, for liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever. Thomas Avery, appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys next week. All right? All right. I'm leaving. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night. Good luck this week. Let's fucking go Xander. Or Cantley.